Salvador Dali by Megan Jansen. While most well known for his surrealist artwork and eccentric style, including his handlebar mustache, Dali also wrote fiction, poetry, autobiography, essays, and criticism. Dali's artwork is most recognizable for their common theme of dreams and the unconscious mind. This includes concepts of sexuality, relationships, science, and religion. Dali's art was somewhat criticized, especially towards the end of his artistic career, due to his support of the Francoist dictatorship in Spain and personal aspects of his personal life that were controversial. Despite this, he was, and still is, one of the most recognizable artists. His full name is Salvador Domingo Felipe Jacinto Dalí y Domènech, who was born on May 11, 1904, in Figueras, Catalonia, Spain, and died on January 23, 1989, also in Figueras, Catalonia, Spain, a picture of which is shown on the right of the screen. Family. Dalí was born to middle class parents, Salvador Rafael Aniceto Dalí Cusi and Felipa Domènech Ferres. His father, a lawyer and notary, was a strict disciplinarian who was also an anti-clerical atheist and federalist. Dalí had an older brother who died shortly after birth due to gastroenteritis, whose name was also Salvador. He was told often as a child that he is the reincarnation of his deceased brother, which may have influenced his impressionable mind and led to feeling pressured by expectations placed on him. His younger sister, Anna Maria, was born 3 years after him. Both parents were supportive of their son and his artistic ambitions. However, his mother was his greatest champion. Felipa died of uterine and breast cancer when Dalí was 16 years old, and he has stated that it was the greatest blow he had experienced in his life. Education. In 1916, Dalí attended Municipal Drawing School of Figueras. It was during this time he discovered his passion for modern art. In 1917, his father displayed Dalí's charcoal art pieces in their home, which is considered his first art exhibition. His first public art exhibition was at the Municipal Drawing School in 1918. Dalí also attended the Real Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando, beginning in 1922. He began to exhibit more and more art. He started with Cubism influence, but began to morph into a surrealist approach. He was heavily influenced by Sigmund Freud, the founding father of psychoanalysis, and began to incorporate sexual themes into his art. He was even able to meet Freud and paint his portrait in 1938. Personal life. In 1934, Dalí married Gala, a Russian immigrant 10 years his senior, who was married at the time of their first meeting in 1929. Gala acted as Dalí's business manager and was often portrayed in his artwork as his muse. They were in what could be considered an open relationship, as they both participated in extramarital affairs. His father did not approve of his relationship with Gala, and he was kicked out of the house in 1929, when Dalí said, "Sometimes I spit on my mother's portrait for fun." Personal life continued. Dalí and Gala lived in Spain and France the majority of their marriage. However, they spent 3 years living in the United States following their escape from France at the beginning of the German invasion in World War II, and they moved back to Spain in 1948. In December of 1949, Dali's sister, published a book about his life. Dali did not like the way he was portrayed and promptly cut ties off with his sister. This led to him being essentially disinherited from his father's will, leading to legal battles over paintings left in his father's house following his death. After this, Dali began to move more towards accepting Catholicism and began to incorporate religious and science into his art. Following Gala's death in 1982, Dali developed depression and a drug addiction. These factors led to his death in 1989 as he was severely malnourished from the addiction and refusal to eat. The first piece of artwork shown is called Young Woman at a Window, created in 1925. It is an oil-on-paper work, and it is realist work of his sister Anna Maria. I chose to display this painting first, due to him creating it in his youth, creating a foundation of where he started and how it will transform over the years throughout his life. The next piece of art is called Persistence of Memory, created in 1931. It is one of the most recognizable works of Surrealism art, and it is an oil-on-canvas painting. It portrays hard objects, such as watches, being liquidized, and is the epitome of the Surrealist art movement. The next work of art is The Great Masturbator, created in 1929. It is an oil-on-canvas painting, and again shows dreamlike qualities and hard objects melting into liquid. The next work of art is called The Lobster Telephone, created in 1936. It is a collaboration between Dali and Edward James, an English poet. The next art piece is called The Burning Giraffe, created in 1937. It was painted in 1937 before his exile to the U.S. from 1940 through 1948. The next piece of art is called Swans Reflecting Elephants, created in 1937. It is an oil-on-canvas painting, and it personifies the dreamlike qualities of the Surrealism movement. Seen in the reflection of the water are elephants, while on top of the water are swans. The next piece of art is called The Elephants, created in 1948. It is an oil-on-canvas painting, and again shows dreamlike qualities of the Surrealism movement. The next piece of art is called Galatea of the Spheres, created in 1952. It is an oil-on-canvas painting, and it shows Gala as the muse, his wife. The next piece of art is called Melting Watch. Again, it shows dreamlike qualities of the Surrealism movement and shows hard objects liquefying. It was created in 1954. Last but not least is The Meditative Rose, created in 1958. It is one of Dali's favorite paintings and is an oil-on-canvas painting. It shows a rose lifted in the air while two figures watch from below, and again shows the dreamlike qualities of the Surrealism movement. Conclusion. Dali created over 1,600 works of art throughout his life. Dali's art has had a great influence on modern pop art. He even has 2 museums dedicated for his work, the Dali Theater Museum in Figueras, Catalonia, Spain, and the Salvador Dali Museum in St. Petersburg, Florida, in the United States. He has also inspired other well-known artists such as Jeff Koons and Damien Hirst. Thank you for watching my presentation.